Hello, and welcome to Let's Play Omori. We've got a third title screen following up on the one we got when we were in Black Space. Note that this is not one that comes up with the alt route. If you're on the alt route, it is just the standard title screen you will always see. But this is not the playthrough that we're going through on the main route. I just wanted to show off the title screen since I might not get a good chance to otherwise. It's fairly spooky. Now, we're going to resume where we were at the end of the last video, where the game kind of came to an unceremonious end when Omori decided to gut himself like a fish. We're not going to do that. Well, actually, before we decide to sleep off the rather heavy mental duress that Omori is going under right now, just wanted to check the mirror. Forgot if there was anything in there at this specific instance, but no. For the rest of the game, the mirror in Omori's house will just have him in the reflection. Let's sleep off all this something. Sorry if my voice is a little shaky here. Just having a little build up in my throat, it feels like. And that was just about the quickest fusion we've ever seen between Sunny and Omori, so I guess we can consider the idea fully repressed since he glanced up at the black light bulb. Now, we gotta head out of white space, but looks like one of the hands that we've been seeing around is blocking it. The entrance, I mean. But this one is not going to send us back to the center of white space. He's going to be a new move for Omori. And this is basically Omori's ultimate skill. This is red hands, and as you can see, deals big damage 4 times. It hits harder than Hackaway on individual hits, and it gets an extra hit. Pretty sizable, but as you can see, costs more than double than Hackaway to use. Now, managing Omori's juice is going to be a persistent problem if we make heavy use of this attack. But it's just so powerful that it's, I mean, I really couldn't recommend keeping it off your skill list. Maybe, if you want, you could keep Hackaway for more general purpose use, but we're actually not going to be getting into too many random encounters for the rest of the game. So may as well just have Hackaway set all the time and free up your skill slot for other, more general purpose skills, which we will be getting more skills for Omori in the same vein as Red Hands that are quite powerful. Your reward for ruining Sunny's life and fully giving him over to Omori is a bunch of game breaker skills that we'll be seeing plenty of, I'm sure. And 4th day, starting much like the game began. It's not quite as charming as it was initially, though, as once again, Omori has gone through a recursion in headspace. Will Basil go missing again? I guess we'll just have to see. Now, one thing that didn't snap back is that we don't have to find Aubrey's doll again, but we do have to give a quick chat to our friends. Well, that's a funny thing to imagine, at least. Aw, that's sweet. Yeah. Well, okay. I very well can't just say no after he said that, but yeah. Ugh. I hope you brushed your teeth this morning. Is that debris I see in that? Well, we don't have to shake Hero's spit-stained hand, do we? Alright, so, once again, game really is just ending like it started, going to a picnic. And, while he didn't do this on the third day, for this fourth day, get a little bit of allowance from the snake. Can't talk to the big yellow cat anymore. 6,000 clams is pretty sizable, but, well, there is going to be stuff to spend money on, but it's not, the 6,000 clams we got isn't really enough to make up for how much that's going to cost. But we'll get to that when we get to that. And, well, the gang really is just all back together again. I guess Omori has some measure of happiness and headspace for just a little bit of time. But what does this mean for the boy formerly known as Sunny? The deja vu is palpable. There are some differences, though. This isn't a complete recursion. The playground is empty still because all of the residents are still working for Mr. Jawsome. Perhaps we can do something about that. I gotta say, this playground's a little lonely. Anyways, Basil, you know, you're here again. Why don't you say something? Will he actually succeed this time? And, once again, looking at the photo album, the one from the start of the game, a somewhat stripped down photo album compared to the one in Faraway Town. Wonder when that last picture was taken. Well, that was the picture taken at the start of the game, and it's a little different now. It's very blurry when it initially taken, but it seems to have changed slightly. I suppose we're lucky to have you too, Basil. You know, this would be heartwarming, but Sunny in the real world has basically turned his back on his real friends and robbed himself of an opportunity to reconnect with them, and has reestablished his friendship with his idealized false version of them that only exists in his head. This all seems really depressing when you think about it. If only this was real. If only. And as you can see, the scene is playing out a little differently now. You can get a nice big group hug. And yet, despite all of them warm, smiling, and just seeming so happy together, it all feels really empty. For a really long time, for as long as Omori decides to stay alive. But with that out of the way, well, let's talk to Mari real quick. And, like she says, there's nothing pressing to do, nothing we absolutely have to get to. The world is just completely open now. We can go anywhere and see what there is to see. Before we get to that, though, let's talk to Basil. And we get the flower crown from him. For getting the flower crown from Basil, you get an achievement. The flower crown itself is a pretty good charm. Let's take a look at that. I'm going to specifically look at it with Kel, because as you can see, it gives a massive amount of heart, plus 25 juice, so all in all, a very solid accessory, and it adds a lot to Kel's durability, so I feel that this is a better accessory for him to have than most anything else he could wield, because honestly, even the charms that boost your offensive statistics don't really do so by a lot. So I feel like the durability boost is much better used on Kel. But that is not the only super charm we have to get. If you think to go this way and check out Basil's house now that we've restored him to headspace, well, we'll find some additional things for us there. As you can see, all of Basil's flowers are completely restored, no need to water them. Basil is back to maintaining them himself, so we don't ever have to worry about watering them again, which may potentially actually be a drawback because we can't get any kind of HP boost from them anymore. Is there a reason why we would want even the slightest HP boost? Well, we'll see in due time. Now, inside Basil's house, we get a bunch of very powerful charms that we can equip. And I definitely want to make sure to collect these, as because of the more expedited playthrough I did to get here, I'm kind of lacking in good equipment. As you can see, I've been having Omori rock Hector Jr. most of the time. So let's just look at these. It's pretty good. That's the most defense we've seen out of anything yet. As you can see, this is, well, not as good as Hector Jr., but oh, I actually never noticed that it increased your hit. This is one of the few accessories that does increase hit, and gives pretty decent statistics to everything. That's a pretty good offense boost. And the tulip hair stick, we're not really in a hurry to gain any more EXP, though. I'm going to give Omori the Gladiolus Headband. I feel that he can make the best use out of that with the offense boost. Hero, I'm definitely going to want him to rock a defensive accessory, so we will give him, I believe it was the tulip hair? No, the cactus hair stick. There we go. Kel's already got the flower crown. Now, yeah, I think Aubrey's fine with the red ribbon. The other ones, you can use them if you want them. I just feel the ones that I used are probably the best suited to my playstyle. Now that we've collected those, I thought about a few different ways I could go through all of this content that is available to us on Day 4 in Headspace, because there's quite a bit of it, and it's all located across Headspace, and each world has something distinct and new for us to do. So I'm just going to take this in the order that we actually visited the worlds. So we're going to be heading to Otherworld first. I considered doing things in what I felt was the most efficient way possible, getting the best skills early on, but that kind of creates a really disjointed experience, and it's kind of hard to follow. And honestly, towards the end of Day 3 in Headspace, I was using a lot of cutting around to get to all the different side quests, just because they're so spaced out, so I want to kind of reduce that. I was looking at that Dino Dig poster because I was wondering if it said something specific. The game doesn't draw any attention to this, but if you go to Orange Oasis, you will find out that the enemies in Dino Dig have had their experience values adjusted, and it has a sign advertising this, but the enemies in Dino Dig will give way more experience right now, like, I think like over more than twice at the very least. And that will let you ram into the level cap really quickly. What is the level cap? Level cap is 50. We're gonna reach that relatively quickly through just regularly playing the game, so I don't really feel the need to go to Dino Dig to do any grinding. And to buy everything we want to get by the end of the game, there's going to be some money farming to do anyway, and I'm almost certainly going to hit the level cap in that process if I haven't already. So, no reason or need to go to Dino Dig. I think it might be a little too chilly. I'm just stuttering all over my words today. So let's hit our first order of business in Otherworld. As you can see, Basil is now residing at every single picnic blanket that we can go to. I did kind of have a problem the first time I played the game where I accidentally did one of the picnic scenes where you examine the cooler, and that actually soft-locked the game because I think on that specific playthrough I hadn't watched the scene, but Basil was present for it, and I tried to call the scene, and that just kind of froze the game there. Now, we're first going to head to Captain Spaceboy's house, just for that bug I was mentioning. I'm not sure if that's still in the game or not, but it's kind of made me gun-shy about checking. Looks like Captain Spaceboy is on the lam. Now, this gentleman we saw briefly at the last resort. He was on the right of the casino floor. This is Pinkbeard, who is the original leader of Captain Spaceboy's pirates. He turned it over to his son, not realizing what a disappointment his son was going to be. Just trying to find him. Looks like Space Pirate Chief, the bird, has got something for him. Looks like AA batteries. In fact, those are batteries. Pinkbeard is not pleased with them. Well, you know, if you're not going to use the batteries, we could use them. Well, as a matter of fact, we can just take them. What did these batteries get used for? We will see very shortly. Let's see, just trying to think if there's anything else I want to do. Actually, yes, I do want to go back. Just remembered. Because there is actually a secret boss here, the first of many that we will be fighting on the day 4 of Headspace. If we go back into the shortcut to the junkyard, it's Pluto. Yeah, you gotta always think about where you started sometimes. Pluto and the Earth are good friends. Huh. Sounds like a wild and crazy time. I feel a challenge coming on. Looks like they thirst for battle. Alright, let's do it. Alright, I don't plan to let it come easy for you either. Alright, so I believe, yep, Pluto starts off angry. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to ignore the Earth completely. We're going to start staring down Pluto, and I definitely want to get all his stats down pretty quickly. I'm just going to have, actually, you know what? I'm going to have Kel throw out a confetti to get everybody happy. We really want to bring Pluto's attack down, so I'll be using Stare and in addition to Smile. Alright, one Stare. I think I'll, rather than have Omori use Stare again to get his stats all down, I'll just have him start going in with red hands. As you can see, he hits pretty hard. Okay, get another power hit in. Want to get the confetti going again. I don't really care if Kel gets taken out. I can just life jam him. Now let's take a look at what red hands can do for us. Nice. And with that accuracy bonus that Omori has gotten, I do not have to worry about him missing at all. Alright. Now, let's see. Use red hands again. I'll have Aubrey start going in on beatdown. Want Kel to actually heal us up. We will... What kind of multi-targeted healing items do I have? Got whole chicken with the boost from the frying pan. That'll keep us topped off. I want Hero to actually restore Omori's juice so he can keep using red hands. So we'll go for a really good juice restorative. I think... How many of these do we got? Got 5 of those, 2 of those. Yeah, actually, we'll go with the grape soda first. As you can see, that's essentially a full heal. Good enough, anyway. Now, why am I focusing on Pluto? Because Earth's health is basically irrelevant. We will see it relatively shortly, but eventually Pluto will just use an attack that auto-kills Earth, so there's really no reason to focus on Earth. Gotta say, the Earth making us sad constantly is actually really annoying. Yep, and here it comes. This is actually very unfortunate that it just made us all sad. Yeah, we can probably kiss Aubrey goodbye. But that's okay. And now Pluto's going to start charging his ultimate attack, but I believe his defense has basically been completely shut off at this point. Actually, I need to make everybody happy, and we'll use a life jam on Aubrey, just so she can get back to contributing on offense. There we go. Alright, hit him with another red hands. Just have Aubrey launch a normal attack. Gonna use another confetti here. And let's see. Actually, yeah, I'll have a hero launch a normal attack so he can do a follow-up. And he's finished charging his ultimate attack, but he does not use it yet, which is important. This gives us the room we need to actually win this. Oh, we actually beat him there. Not the cleanest I've had that fight go, but pretty good for just winning it right out. Yeah, we just grow up so fast, don't we? What do they call it? Irony? We'll do our best, Pluto. Certainly you are the gold standard that we've met so far for self-improvement in this game. I mean, you self-improved Kel's mouth for him. But yeah, that's all we needed to do here. So we got those batteries, but what do we do with them? Well, hold on just a moment as we get there. I'm not gonna bother with this stupid worm, we're just gonna run away from it. I did not even dignify such a weak enemy with an edit. What we gotta do with the batteries is, it's been a while since we thought about the frozen lake, but that is where we have to go with these. Haven't really gone there since we had the snow cone ticket. I forget if I got any snow cone tickets on this playthrough. I think my luck with the top floor of Dino Dig did not yield any snow tickets. I mostly got whole pizzas. Just top ourselves off. And you may remember, or probably not since it's been so long ago, but within the igloo, there was a singing bass fish that lacked batteries. But if we put the batteries into him, he will sing for us the song we've been hearing a lot throughout the game. From the stationary musician, from the stationary traveling musician, from the other singing bass fish that we've come across in the game. But now, he finally gets to sing it. And there is an achievement associated for hearing the whole song. But we need to hear the whole song anyway to progress the game, so he'll get that as a matter of course. Now, once he finishes his song, trapdoor opens, and there's a portal for us. This portal sends us to a unique area to this route of the game, and we get one of the black space keys we've been missing. You probably noticed, if you've been monitoring the menu throughout the game a lot, that you've been missing the G key, and you're just wondering, where the heck is it? Is it somewhere in Sweetheart's castle? There was trapdoors there. Nope, it was under this one. And we have the final joke billboard of the game. The whole game has been building up to this, really. How does a penguin build a house? It glues it together! Now, in this playthrough, I have not actually told any jokes to Weeping Willow, so we're gonna tell that joke to her just to see what her reaction is. Now, the game pulls a bit of a devious trick on you, because there is, in fact... Oh, managed to catch that thing. There is another key within this Winter Wonderland that we're in. But it is... This area is quite vast, and I do not remember the exact location. So there might be a little bit of meandering while I try to find it. If it gets too bad, I'll just cut it down. Oh! So speak of the devil. We got the Y key. Now, before coming here on day 4, we had 23 keys, and we just collected 2, 25, so we've almost... What was that? That was not my recording software screwing up, that was actually in the game. Now that we have the Y key, we have 25 keys altogether. Just one last key, the Z key. Let's take a look at our clues. Past the end of the road. The only thing that fits that description is the underwater highway in Deepwell. There was that rather ominous picture we could get at the end of it, saying that the highway just keeps stretching on and we couldn't go any further. Perhaps that's the end of the road. We'll just have to see it another date. And we've reached day 4 Headspace exclusive area, Snow Globe Mountain. You can only get this on the alternate route. Pinkbeard will never return to Captain Spaceboy's house, so you'll never get the batteries from him, so you can never come here unless you are on the alternate route. So if you want to see everything this game has to offer, you have to ruin Sunny's life. It's a bit cruel, but hey, we're completionists, aren't we? Kind of reminds me of, like, Drakengard in the original Nier, honestly. Let's just check our map to see if it's updated with it. Does not look like it. Kind of a shame that that's omitted. Now, on this map are the remaining enemies for our Fofax journal. Let's take a look at that. We've already seen the Snow Bunny, and as you can see, we've filled out the journal. Seen pretty much everything the game has to offer so far, including all the sacrifices. But there are 2 enemies exclusive to this mountain that we have to come here to get into the journal. And after those enemies, we get into the bosses. As you can see, here's Shady Mole between King Carnivore and Sir Maximus. And the next boss that fills out this slot is also here. On top of that, 3 more slots to fill out for other bosses. As you can see, the Slime Girls all have individual entries. Now, are these 4 slots the only bosses left in the game? No. There are a handful that do not go into the Fofax journal, plus a challenge later on down the line that we can do that kind of includes a bit of remix of all the bosses we've seen. Looks like we got sort of sliding puzzle here, but not really. We'll come back to that in a bit. We want to explore the mountain as much as we can. Snow Globe Mountain loops around pretty quickly, so it's not nearly as big as it looks. Still, want to do our diligence, check everything, like fighting this enemy. This is the Snow Pile. Not a terribly threatening enemy. Let's just take it out with red hands. And why am I... We're just gonna whack the Snow Bunny. Oh, that reminds me, you know, I have not actually set Run and Gun as an ability for Kel. I'll do that, and then we can show it off in the next battle we get into. Looks like the Snow Bunnies on this mountain are a little bit stronger. I actually was not sure of that, because I had never gotten into any fights with them. Keeps this a little more interesting than it would be otherwise, I suppose. Unfortunately for the Snow Bunny, a little bit stronger is not enough to defeat us. Alrighty. So I do have the chicken ball on Kel, correct? Yep. So we're going to want to throw a Run and Gun on him. Now that he's got over 300 speed, Run and Gun will do some pretty solid damage. I don't think I'll... Actually, you know what? I'll swap out Ricochet. Kel's gonna go into much more of a supporting role at this point in the game because he's so fast. He can always throw out healing items when I need them. Might have noticed a crack in the ice there. We'll step on that momentarily, but first we want to get these items. And get another ultimate weapon for Kel, Snowball. Now, how does the Snowball compare to the Chicken Ball? As you can see, it's a much better weapon in terms of conventional offense, stronger than the Beach Ball by a little bit, but it does not give the massive speed bonus. Now, what about that skill he learned? Take a look at that. Let's see, where is it? Snowball makes a foe sad and deals big damage to the sad foes. Kinda interesting, but nah, not really my style. I already dislike sad as an emotion because, you know, reduced EXP, reduced clams. Now that's not gonna matter after a point, but still. It's gonna be a little bit before we reach that point. If you step on the cracks, you get sent to this area. Let's just slide over and check this out. Got the Tenderizer. This is an ultimate weapon for Hero. Compared to the Snowball, this actually gives a very massive boost to Hero's offense from 74 to 97. Compared to the next best thing he has, only 77. Yeah, Tenderizer actually does make Hero pretty powerful. Additionally, wrong heading. He, as you saw, gets the Tenderize skill from it. Tenderize does big damage and reduces a foe's defense. Basically Hero's own version of Power Hit, except instead of dealing defense-piercing damage, it just has a higher damage modifier than his regular attack. That said, the effect of the frying pan is really going to come in handy in this section of the game. Before, I've been winning the battles with just so much efficiency, I haven't really needed it. At this point in the game, we are going to be dealing with a lot of heavy multi-targeting damage, so we really do need strong multi-target healing items. We simply cannot wait for Hero's turn to come up so we can use snack time. Now, on various points of the mountain, you can check these flowers. They have all sorts of effects, like saying you feel better or making you healthier. And they restore things like your juice, give you a little bit of experience points. One says it gives you feel richer and you get like 4 or 5 clams out of it. Pretty silly, but, you know, may as well check them out. And looks like we got another snow cone cart over there. But we're not going to check that out yet. What we're going to do is talk to this guy. Yeah, there is something about, like, secondary nostalgia, isn't there? Over here, we're just going to grab an item. Off-screen, I'll go back. It's been a while since I've gone through this area, so off-screen I'll go back and just make sure I hadn't missed anything. But for now, this video's been going for a bit, so I just want us to get to the next save point. So earlier I joked that we have sliding puzzles, but not really. That's because the solutions are very simplistic, and I don't even think you can get yourself off track and put yourself in a bad situation. I'm pretty sure it's just a parody of these kind of puzzles that tend to show up in Pokemon games. And there's Mari, as well as Basil. He's always here. Some shaved ice on this frigid mountain. I forget if Mari has any specific dialogue here. Let's check it out. Yes, she does. Well, do we know anybody who would want to be all alone? We got the access to this place from the father of Captain Spaceboy. And if you talk to Basil at any picnic blanket, he will offer to let you look through the photo album. Not sure if there's any kind of scares that go along with that. It's been a while, though, since we've had a nice old picnic with our friends. And isn't this the perfect place to have a picnic? Well, it is picturesque. This is a very soothing piano piece they have for the music here. You don't even own a house with a driveway, Cal. Yeah, what's Basil's deal? What would that be? Yeah, you've always got your friends. Unless you're the real Basil. Oh. This is all going to seem really unfortunate when we go back to the main route for reasons that'll become apparent later. But, like I said, that's for later. So, we'll save our game here. As always, I thank you so much for watching, and I hope viewers seeing some interesting new content you might not have seen playing this game otherwise. Believe me, even though it locks us into a bad ending, there's some pretty interesting stuff on this route in a gameplay context, so I think it's worth pursuing. So, I'll leave off here. I hope to see you guys next time. Till then, have a good day. Goodbye.